Hey guys, we are doing a residential listing tonight, step by step, so here we go. I've already created it here, but I'm just going to do a basic one here so you guys can see exactly how this works and how to input and drag everything over here. So go to create. You're going to put last name, comma, first name always. So I'll do a John Doe fake contract. So there's Doe, comma, John, space dash space. We are doing the listing, so I am putting seller, space dash space, and 123 Sample Street, Kingston. We don't have to put Oklahoma because that's all we do is Oklahoma. So template, you guys should have these with dollar signs on them. Those are pre-filled. I've put all the forms in there that need to be in there. If you don't have those, let me know. Residential listing. Import data from, if the house that you're offering on or listing has an MLS number, an old one on Zillow, you can see it and autofill from that. If not, go to Realist. You can autofill any house in Oklahoma off of this Realist. So you select the county. We are in Marshall County. Tax ID. Here's how to find it. Go to your MLS. Go to Realist. Go to county. We are in Marshall County. You can have as many checked as you want. So whatever areas you normally work, go ahead and click them. See, I've already got it clicked, so apply. And I'm going to do my house, so 7345 D Street, Kingston. You can also search by owner name, but the address works just fine. So let's try it. Okay, here is the house. Tax ID, this is what we're looking for right here. Copy and paste will be your best friend so you don't mix anything up. Copy it, run over here, tax ID, paste. Make sure you guys get these spaces out. It will not work with the dashes. Found out the hard way and sat there for hours, but take them out. There's also a dash in the front, so take that out. I am going to be the listing agent. If this was a house that we were offering on, that would all be backwards. That would be buyer, residential purchase. We would still do the tax ID, but we would be the selling agent. Okay, create. Now, every time this says the same thing. Steps 1 through 5. Don't do any of those. We auto-filled with the tax ID for this reason. It's all there. So, always go to the third page. Don't touch anything else. Third page, I am going to add my seller because this is a listing. My seller is already here. Oh wait, seller, bam, that works too. If he's not, he or she, create new, buyer, blah, 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 seller, blah, blah, blah. This would be my seller and I would add it. You only have to add first name, last name, email, and initials because they have to sign disclosures. So even when you're doing the buying side, those are the things that this requires. If you click save and you don't have the initials there, it won't save it. But I'm already there. Also, if you've worked with these people before, you can add an existing contact and search, and they're all, anybody you've ever worked with, they're in there. So after you enter your third page, your buyer or your seller, that is all you do, save and exit. Now this whole transaction, if you go home, is in there. You won't ever lose it. So it's created, it's done. Now you can go mess with it whenever you want. And since we did the auto-filled transaction templates that I had, all the forms that you'll need are right here. If one's not there, so say he wanted to do an addendum with the listing that said that all of the furniture and the cars in the back are not staying, all you would do is go here, type in blank addendum. Grab that, add it, and then we've got them all there. So I'm just going to show you a normal listing. The seller will have to fill out the disclosures. Disclosures are required every single time if the house is not either a short sale or it's an investment property and the seller has never stepped foot in the property, never lived there, and he doesn't know anything about it. Then you can click the disclaimer, which should be here. Disclaimer right here. It's a one-page deal saying the dude has no idea about the property. So I would send this to my seller if it was an investment property and they didn't know. If not, I would send the client interactive disclosures, right? And then on the blank addendum, I would put all the stuff the seller didn't want with the listing, and we're good to go. If this house was before 1978, I would have to send this with my listing packet. Here's what you click. Seller has no knowledge of lead based. This is every time if the house is before 1978. Also, so seller has no knowledge and seller has no reports. Those two every time. Then when you send this to your buyer, just to kind of jump ahead, but you're going to put buyer has received a 10-day opportunity. You're going to put their initials right there. And then you're also going to put that the purchaser has received the pamphlet. So we send them the pamphlet every time if we are selling or buying a house that is before 1978. If it's newer than that, you don't have to send this form at all. Selling agent initials this. Agent has informed the seller. So this is for the seller's agent. This is for us to sign with the listing. Then we send it to the buyers when we get an offer on the property. So that's how to send that or fill that out. This house is new, so I don't need that. The only thing I need is disclosure of broker services. Let me plug my phone in, it's dying. Disclosure of broker services, estimated net to seller, and listing agreement, and then the disclosures also, because this is a house. So let's go ahead and do the listing agreement really quick. All right, it auto-filled everything. Mostly, let's say we're going to sell this house for $399,900. We are going to sell it tomorrow, 6 months, July 22nd. Oh, sorry. Okay, 6 months. There we go. Now, come on, go back down. What in the world is happening? Hold on. If all else fails, system's a little old. If it locks up, just click out of it and go back. Okay, it saved everything. So seller agrees to pay a commission of 6%. Why did it put it there? Okay. Or these fees. We don't do any of these fees. So we're doing that. There's no random price that they're giving us. We're just doing the normal commission. So 0-0. The sale or exchange of this property within 90 days. What this means is the listing expires or the seller takes the property off the market, anything happens, within 90 days, he has to let, so if a buyer that you brought there goes to him and says, I want to buy it, you're still going to get a commission for that many days after. So you can do that 30, 60, 90. I like to do 90 because there's a lot of sellers that'll cancel a listing right after they list it because they're trying to save that 6%, and so that kind of saves you. So 90, 90. Broker is authorized to place a lockbox. Seller does authorize broker to disclose all offers. So what this is, if the seller says, hey, if it's a low ball, don't even call me. So he's telling you, we do not have to disclose all offers, but I always click does. So by signing this agreement, the seller acknowledges and gives the listing broker rights to utilize a title escrow company. So the closing fee is $500, $250 for buyer, $250 for seller. So $250 is the fee you always put there. We do not do residential service agreements ever. That's a home warranty. They cloud up a contract for $500. I hate them. Has the seller been notified of flood? No. Very rare. If the seller said, hey, my brother Joe said he would buy it, but I'll list it, but if he buys it, I don't want to pay you commission, or I just want to pay you half. Crazy stuff like that, put it there. Accepted this day. So if I was going to send this to my seller tomorrow, and the listing is active tomorrow, let's go ahead and put tomorrow. Everything else is there. Okay, so there's the listing agreement. Now let's go to estimated net to seller. Okay, sales price, $399,900. We are going to do cash because this dude doesn't owe anything. Property taxes, it's January. We're listing it, right? Property taxes on a listing the next month. So you imagine 30 days later, you're under contract. how much property taxes is the seller going to have to pay? So we're just going to act like mine are $1,300 a year. That way we've got it easy on the months. So prorated county taxes, I'm going to put 2 months for next month, right? If I got it under contract this month, I would sell it next month. So I would be liable for 2 months of property taxes. When you take let's say 1,200. When you take 1,200 divided by 12, you get $100 a month. So 2 months, I would be at $200 property taxes. Commission 6% is what I'm going to charge them. Go to the second. Well, here's settlement or closing fee, $250. Why did you not write that? Okay, $250. Attorney fee, $300 always, just like the buying side. Abstracting, you have a yellow sheet on your phone. It says around $500 if the buyers own the property for less than 5 years. It says around $600 to $700 if they've owned it for less than 10 years. And then it says $1,000 if they've owned it longer than 10 years. So I've owned this house for 7 years, so I'm just going to pretend this number is going to be $500 because I can't pull up the yellow sheet on my phone because I'm taking a video. Okay, next fee. So leave those the same always except for that yellow sheet. Recording fees. Most counties charge a $75 recording fee. Sometimes it's $50, but just go ahead and put it. Doc stamps is the sales price times 0.0015 always. On 400,000, I am going to imagine that that's probably going to be around $450, give or take. Obviously, do it on your calculator if you can, or should. Okay, and that's it. So I don't owe anything. If I owed anything on the property, I would put the mortgage payoffs and stuff here. That way the seller can actually see what he clears. But there you go. So there's the estimated net to seller. And disclosure of broker services. Normally we always click sales agreement. This is the only time we don't. We click listing brokerage agreement. We never click any of the other ones. Only sales agreement if we're selling it, and if we're listing it, listing agreement. Also, I always leave this blank and I just drag their full names and signatures, but I always just click this. So we're listing it tomorrow, so click that. So now all the forms are done. So now all we do to send this to them to sign is we go to signings, go to add, go to the new transaction. If it's an offer, we put offer. If it's a listing, we put listing. Super simple all the time. So here's how the new, I'm only going to add my seller to sign real quick. So I'll go ahead and add myself too, the listing agent, because I have to sign all those. Nah, I'm just going to add them. Okay. Now we go to docs, add documents. We are going to add disclosure broker services. And we're going to add the client interactive disclosures so the seller can fill them out. We're going to add the listing agreement, estimated net to seller, and it's not an old house, so we don't have to add the lead-based paint or anything like that. Blank addendum if they're trying to add some stuff to the listing, but we're not. So close. There's all the forms. Exit this out so we can look at it. Okay, I need my tools. I am going to have them sign here. There's the signature. Full name, drag it there. Okay, it's got everything. The date's already there, so we really don't even need this little guy that always drags with it, even though I love it. So, looks clean. Next page. These are all already done. Whenever I send this to the seller, they will have interactive buttons to do those, so I'm just checking everything. Listing says $399.9. It says we're going to list it tomorrow for 6 months, 6%. 90 days after, this dude owes me a commission, or girl, whoever, if they sell it to anybody that I showed it to. Here we go. And this is how you're going to do commercial land listings. I mean, pretty much same thing. You've got 6%, 6 months, 90 days, closing fees $250. It's all the same always. So this is how you list anything. Accepted this day. So this is the day that the seller is going to sign, which is tomorrow. So everything looks good. $399.9. He's going to pay $200 in property taxes, 6% commission. attorney fees to work up the abstract and everything, the abstracting fee to bring it back up to date, $500. Doc stamps, recording fee, so we've got everything there. If the seller did not already have a survey on the property and he has 2 parcels, so he's selling a 10-acre tract and 100 acres with a house next door, if he does not have a legal, when you get the listing, you need to tell him, hey, we have to order a survey because to have equitable, marketable title, we have to have a legal description that conveys the whole property. So if somebody's getting a loan on it, 2 legals won't work. You'll get a month and a half down the road, and then you'll have to order it then, and everybody's going to cancel. So make sure the first day you get the listing, check on all that stuff. So it's all done. I'm going to send it to the buyer right now. Not all fields are clicked. What did I miss? Signers. Oh, I think it's the email. Oh, there it is. Come on. Okay, let's see if that fixes it. What's wrong with this thing? Oh, the initials. Told you. Sit there forever. Anyways, then we send it. Bam, send, and it's all done. There is how to write a listing agreement. Thanks, guys.